everyone, this is Allison Gross, and welcome back to Let's Play Ultima VIII. I want to start off by apologizing. In my videos up to now, you've sometimes heard like the microphone will abruptly glitch out and make a loud sort of feedback noise. I'm trying to cut down on that. The problem, what causes that, is that I have to have the volume on the mic turned up really loud because I can't, at least as far as I can tell, there's no way to effectively adjust the sound in DOSBox, and this game also doesn't have a volume control. So that is by setting the boost on my mic really high is the only way that I've found to make my voice louder than the game sound. But by doing that, it makes it spaz out every now and then. Like I said, I'm trying to make that as infrequent as possible, but... Alright, let's read some more books. Oh, we already read this one. Yeah. How about this one? Ah, you have to get closer to that book before you can read it. I see how it is. Yeah, we read that, too. And all of these things. Devenoming the Kith by Loria. We're gonna learn about Kith later. They're creatures, livestock that these people keep, in addition to the thorax. But this is a book about them. And removing the venom sacs from a Kith should only be done to an animal between the ages of 4 and 6 days. Sedate the Kith by allowing it to inhale the vapors of boiling collis leaves and mushroom spores. Do not breathe these vapors or intense headaches and dizziness will occur. Once the animal is sedated, roll it over onto its back and locate the bony plate at the base of the mandible. Insert a wedge or pick into the seam at the base of the plate and press firmly until the plate begins to slide. It will still be attached to the abdomen by several fibrous bands. Lay the plate back over the abdomen and locate a pale membrane near the base of the mandible. Make an incision diagonally across the membrane and wedge it open. Inside there is a purple muscle. Slide this muscle towards the Kith's head, and underneath is a green or yellow gland with 2 tubes leading into the throat. Wrap the gland in a heavy cloth and clamp off the larger of the tubes as close to the gland as possible. Cut the tube just behind the clamp and firmly squeeze the gland until any venom in it has been forced down the remaining tube. Cut the second tube and lift out the empty gland. Now stitch together the ends of the tubes and fill the cavity with the boiled collis leaves. Slide the muscle back into place and stitch the membrane closed. Repeat the process at the base of the second mandible. When both glands have been removed, lay the plate back over the exposed area and bind to the Kith's body with cord or bandages until it reattaches. Note, some Kith have no venom sacs on the right side of their head. If the gland is not visible after opening the cavity, it may be one of these animals, but search the area thoroughly before closing the cavity. Are we going to have to do that at some point? Adventures Quarterly, Volume 9. Dear Adventurer, within these pages lies your path to unimagined wealth and power. All you must do to gain such is to read and learn of the strange and exotic places that hold the keys to your wildest dreams. What, I thought it was there was only just this one island on this whole world. Enter into a realm where money, power, and pleasure await you. All you must have to gain them is the courage and the heart for adventure. The forgotten riches of Knarl. Some say it is an island, while others swear that it is deep within the earth. All agree, though, that the way to Knarl lies somewhere within the lower catacombs, though the way was lost due to great earthquakes many generations ago, back before the sun circled overhead. But the sun was there, and then it wasn't. There was a passage that led to this place Traders flocked to and fro, for this was a place of great wealth. It is said that the great weapons forged of Gnarl created many of the magical weapons that we have today, explaining why we have very few in these times. Other riches lie in the form of spells. Gnarl was known to have a great library in which many of the great spellcasters of the day went to study and record their findings. Some say that the mage Vermin and the enchanter Varkas studied there in their youth. Some say it was not an earthquake that shut the passage from our world to Gnarl, but that it was sealed by magic. There is a rumor that a sect was forming at the library, a sect of monks known as the Dark Brothers. It is said that these monks wish to keep the secrets and the treasures of Gnarl to themselves. Though this is only a rumor, many of the old books and the tales handed down from father to son mention the brothers below. Is this a reference to the Dark Brothers? Or it could be a reference to all the dead people that have been sent to Lithos. It is said that the way to this magical place lies deep within the heart of the catacombs. Only there will you find the way to both riches, glory, and power, for he who is of sound heart and of steady sword will be the one to find the passage Gnarl. Yeah, the catacombs suck. Adventurers Quarterly, Volume 12. Dear Adventurer, blah blah blah. The Ship of Doom. Many tales have been handed down from generation to generation about a mighty ship that sailed from the port of Tenebrae. It is said that this ship was so big that it actually dwarfed the Palace of the Tempest. Well, the Tempest house is tiny and needed a crew of hundreds. Many years ago, a bitter winter buried the city up to its rooftops in ice, threatening to destroy all the food supplies and to freeze to death all the town's inhabitants. Since no one could explain the reason for the foul winter, it was decided that a great ship be sent to find and appease whatever was causing this disaster. The ship was to sail to a distant shore, but there is no other shore, carrying the wealth of all the citizens in hopes of rescuing the city and its inhabitants. The ship it is said departed laden with the wealth of the city just before the weather around the port of Tenebrae froze solid. Because the sea was freezing in its wake, no ships could be sent to follow. It sailed away into the dark and forbidding twilight. The ship never did return, and most think that it went to the bottom of the sea, but some say that it found a distant shore and completed its mission, pointing to the fact that the winter storms faded away days after the ship's departure, never to return either. Some old-timers say that the ship still sails upon the sea, frozen in a huge block of ice, its riches and crew a silent offering to whatever sent the wintry storms. Though most will tell you that this is a myth, some of the older ones will swear that the story of the ship is true. To whoever is of sound heart and steady of blah blah blah, riches await you in the hull of a frozen ship. A ship that has sailed off into the zone of twilight. Okay, so that was a pile of hooey, and the reason for that is that if Mordia, the current Tempest, is the daughter of the first Tempest, then, and the Tempest Palace already existed, then this totally took place within living memory. And what do we, why is everybody so confused about it? The Beauty of Rian by Torrin. Did I read this? No, I don't think so. Her luminous candle guides my way in the darkness, warm and soft. My heart sings when bathed in her light. The gentle whisper of love calls out a name, Rian, and my heart answers it. Melody is her voice, whispering softly to my soul, a gentle chime of love. While I live, Rian is my life. Well, even if we did read that before, it was short. Okay, get closer to the door. What the hell is this thing? Did you just eat that? I didn't want to eat that, I just wanted to know what it was. The avatar just surfed down. Yo, Bentic, what are you reading, dude? Stories to Make Children Sleep by Brother Grimm. Jolly was a lad who was so hard to please, nothing would he eat except for plates full of cheese. His obsession was strange, and no one knew why. He swore cheese was his meal till the day that he died. His father, a strong man, was hearty and pink, was at his wits' end and driven to drink. He would stay at the tavern and tell of his woe. On cheap tankards of grog his money he'd blow. My son, a good lad, though a little bit chunky, has turned into a ravenous Limburger junkie. All my land and all of my house, and a coin in my purse, I will give to the man who can remove this foul curse. The old man's plea went out and was told near and far, and was whispered by gossips and made light of in the bar. But one day into town strolled a strange little fellow. Was it a nobbit? His robes were all tattered and his skin a sickly yellow. I can cure your boy, he told the ripe drunken sod. I will make him good as new, this lad you call Todd. The father cried, his name's not Todd, it's Jelly, you snot. Well, why'd you name your kid that? But go on and give it a try, give it your best shot. But before he started, the man asked for a small taste of grog to quell a quick thirst. After swallowing 4 tankards, he got back to work, though his eyes did spin and his hands did jerk. With the boy before him, the maid drew back while clutching his reagents in a small toad sack, eh? He sent out flames of red, green, and blue that engulfed the boy, hiding him from all's view. When the flames died away, as well as the stench, to the father's red eyes his boy was a wench. Oh no, he cried, and he cursed this new fate. My hard-working boy now looks like dungeon bait. What? How could you do this, you doddering old fool? Did you sleep every day while in wizardry school? Well, what school does the guy follow anyway? With the excitement now over, the father settled down upon the nearest table. His head he did pound. Suddenly a dark-robed figure entered into the grog joint, and at the old mage a withered finger did point. Then with a flash of yellow the mage disappeared. Everyone dove for cover, for spellcasters they now feared. With an incantation shouted by the figure in black, the young boy named Jelly quickly transmuted back. As he left the place, everyone heard the words of the monk, "Never let a bad spellcaster cast spells, especially drunk." To this day, the young boy they call Jelly continues to stuff away cheese in his portly pot-belly. But his father is content, and he will always smile. The brat's worrying, this beats worrying about a daughter by a country mile. "'Tis not that I don't want a girl," claims the tired old father, "but when a boy is young, he's less of a bother. A young boy you must never check on every time and again, but with a young girl you must watch all the young men." That's what this dude is reading? That's not very scholarly. Hello, sir. Greetings, Bentic. What can I talk to you about? Have I exhausted you? Hello, I'm glad to see you again. What do you do? By trade, I'm the librarian of the city. I prefer to think of myself as a student of life. Yeah, you pretentious. Tell me of the library. The library is my joy. It is where I spend all of my time studying the words left by our predecessors. You cannot believe what is in these books. Like that stupid story about the guy who eats cheese. They contain the wisdom of many ages in them. Too many people overlook the knowledge of our past generations. Because of this, we are doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. Did I already tell you this? Tell me of the books. My library? Oh, yeah, I've talked to you. Tell me of the people. Restrictive government, blah, blah, blah. Okay, bye. I've talked to you. You told me to go to Mithrin and to go see the necromancers. I did. I'm gonna read your book that you're reading. However, I'm Mythology of the Zealan deities. Okay, right, these are the people, these are what they worshipped before the Titans came in. By Uraden the Scholar. Throughout the ages, our people have looked beyond themselves to find the answers to the many mysteries of life. Today we know that the Titans, masters of the four elements, control our destinies and direct the many forces that affect our lives. However, such was not always the case. Our Zealan forebears knew not of the power of the Titans. Instead, they worshipped the common emotions. Not realizing that feelings are popular sensations experienced by all people, the Zealans elevated the three primary emotions, love, hate, and apathy, to the ranks of deities. Well, if they're experienced by all people, that would make more sense to elevate them to deities than, like, weird emotions that only one person feels, because if they're common to everybody. The goddess of love they named Amoros, giving her the powers of nurturing happiness. To the one called Odian, the Zealans attributed the emotion of hate and grief, giving him the role of warrior and protector. To stand between them, our ancestors assigned the role of arbiter and balance to Athathos, ruler of indifference. Even older texts indicate that the Zealans initially believed in not 3 but 6 such deities. In addition to the rules of love, hate, and apathy, Felikitar controlled joy, Doloros ruled grief, and Timurus was the patron of fear. We only need 2 more and you'll have 8. Come on, guys, work a little harder here. And though anthropomorphic in nature, some of them had animalistic features, such as Dolorus with his thorax head. Through time, however, the Zealans found it difficult and inconvenient to pay homage to so many gods and goddesses. They elected to combine the aspects into 3. A confusing aspect of the Zealan god serves to display the fickle nature of our ancestors' beliefs. The Zealans believed that while the deities ruled the emotions, they were also subject to them. The more Zealans who experienced a particular feeling, the stronger that deity's power grew. Conversely, discarded emotions, however temporary, meant a weakened deity, forcing some to enter near catatonic states until they gained enough followers to re-emerge. Thus, an improbable cycle took place as Odian planted the seeds of hate within one of his subjects, and as those seeds grew and took root in other warriors, Odian would become more powerful, spreading hatred even further. Though most Zealans... How is that improbable? Though most Zealans believed they had contact with their gods through their emotions and through their thoughts and emotions, only the priests and a select few were allowed to speak directly to them. The Zealans constructed great mountainside temples housing gaudy shrines to the 3 or 6 patrons. Several labyrinths were excavated and filled with deadly traps. Oh god, we're gonna have to go in there, aren't we? Secret passages were made for the priests to enter, while the few Zealans who dared to seek an audience with the gods were forced to overcome the foils of the dungeons. Yes, oh god. And Britannia will burn many, many times. Many died trying, few succeeded. Once before the Zealan deities, the worshipper still had to present one of the ancient seals before gaining permission to speak. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to get these. These seals were round shields of wrought metal embossed with a triad of sections, one depicting a reddish scimitar, another showing an open palm displaying a heart, and the third revealing an image of balanced scales. Oh, it's like valor, honesty, and justice. Having passed through the test of the great shrines and offered the appropriate icon, the Zealan follower would then be allowed to pray for a boon from one or all of the gods. Regardless of whether the plea was heeded, considerable sacrifice of animals and valuables were required. Rarely did these acts lead to any benefit, though some stories claim that the legendary Kumash Gore first conferred with his patrons before he was able to unify the warring tribes. There is much to be learned from studying the mythology of the past. Although we know today that the powers of the Titans are, unlike the deities of their forebears, quite real, we can learn much about the violent and emotional personalities of our ancestors. Big Book of Adventure. Recorded on these pages are tips I found while on my adventures. Read well, fellow quester, for your life may well be saved by recalling these in your time of need. Puzzles. You will be in luck if such puzzles are played with levers. These are usually not harmful and require little time. If you watch your surroundings for clues, certain levers usually reset the puzzle. Traps. If there is a chest sitting innocently in the open, touch it not. Especially if it has many corpses around it. Yes. Those are the other dolts who fell for it. Chests of loot. Rarely do chests have anything in them. Open them at your risk. It will serve you well to carry a magic scroll to check for traps within these. Tricks of the Trickster. Yeah, this is the guy with the exploding book. Judge them by their cover, for they read differently than other books. Mazes. Always mark your path. Use rocks or wood, never breadcrumbs. Beware of treasure. It is there to lead you from the paths. Spell chits. Always read the text on the outside of these scrolls to identify them. Once you have opened them, their magic will immediately be released upon reading. Okay, that was quite useful. Can you not get over here? Sir, ma'am, whatever. Dude, just read. That's still not close enough? No! Get over here. Oh my god, I hate you. No. No. Get over here. No! Okay, now get back over here. Alright, but now we don't have to... Yes. Alright, well, we are out of time, so we are going to cut the video off here. See you all next time.